As we look towards the future, should pooling companies see themselves as logistics services and data-driven companies? And what I mean by data-driven, not just the ability to track the fleet to save costs, but to provide new and advanced services to end customers. And the question is, I guess we know how important critical track and trace is, but are there additional benefits to providing your customers with supply chain insights? And is this too soon? Are we there yet? What does that road look like? We'll start. Sandeep, we'll kick it off with you.
Sure. I think, in my opinion, I think there was something as massive IoT that was brought out. I think that's more coming from the 5G or the fifth generation of LTE. So I think I look at it. The timing is right. For not only Brambles, but the pooling industry at large, to really become more data-driven companies. And why I say so is because the advancements in technologies have reached a point where the cost and capabilities are very attractive to create values. I think not only for themselves but for customers. The pooling companies are uniquely positioned. We all know, pooling is the invisible backbone of the supply chain. So if you digitize it, they can create the data at the edge, which is of tremendous use for everybody. I think, for customers who are seeing a lot of these losses or spoilages regard to food waste, or just making their operations more smart. So you said like companies should look at them more data driven. I absolutely think this is the right time. In terms of the technology, in terms of the value proposition, in terms of the pull from the customers, customers want these tracking because they're customers. I think as an individual, I would like to track where my food comes from. So I think we have reached at a point, I think, and it is really the right time for this industry broadly to become more data driven and add more value with a data lens to the customers.
That makes sense, Sandeep. Yeah, and essentially adding eyes and ears to these assets that were essentially they were blind prior, right? Or they had no visibility into what is happening in the supply chain. Turning it to Josh, what are your thoughts here? Is it too soon? Are we there yet? Is technology now finally cost effective enough to where we can start exploring and capturing data insights for customers?
So I think it's not too soon. And I think if you had our customers and as Sandeep mentioned, our customers take a poll, they would say we need to do more faster. But the key point that we've touched on is there has to be a financially feasible way to do this. And I agree with Sandeep. We're at that point now where the technology has come down in price so that we can look at doing hundreds of millions of assets and digitizing those assets. And then we have the capability to manage the data, because that's the thing that's lurking in the background. We can digitize all of these assets, and it's an easy calculation to make. The next step is, once you have all this data, how are you managing it and storing the data and then taking action on it? And so you need intelligent systems and or people to do the proper analysis. And then, Sandeep mentions a lot at the edge, and that is absolutely the point in time to do it. And so we don't have to wait until it started at A and it ended at B. Like Pat said, we can take informed decisions immediately in transit with this product. And so I think it'll continue to grow and scale. And for those companies that are willing to make the investment, like, for example, the three of our companies in this instance, there's going to be a significant amount of value that we're able to offer our customers from a data standpoint so that we can continue to drive efficient operations for our customers and true value. It's an exciting part. So that it's been a long time coming. RFID has always been in the background. For 20 some odd years, I've been talking RFID because that was the technology. And now look at where we're able to be from a technology standpoint with a passive tag from a Wiliot perspective or an active battery power tag from any number of providers. It's an exciting opportunity and time for us to be in this business.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting closer to, I mean, we're seeing the changes here. For me, it was RFID back in 2015, 2016, to talk about smart pallets and smart assets, I guess, if you will. And now it's starting to come together. We're starting to see real data insights at the pallet and item level, and it's exciting. So Pat, same question, turning it to you. What are your thoughts here? And do you feel it's too soon? I'm guessing no, but what's your take?
No, it's not. I mean, because it's like everything is an evolution. Just like Josh took to under RFID there, you can put this into the same aspect as a mobile phone. There was an Apple Watch, there was a Samsung Watch. It's now at another number. There is an evolution in the chain, and at some point, everybody starts to adopt. Everybody starts to see the value. Give an example. We had a customer who has done with us a massive IoT deployment. And recently, one of their finance team came to them and said, do we really need this? And the guy himself didn't have to defend it. The managing director turned around and basically said, are you crazy? Look at what we can see. Look at how we can actually manage this more efficiently. We couldn't do it previously. Now today, we have that visibility. So if you take that just single mindset and say, take it into your business, look at how you would change how you do business, how it would create value, how it would reduce costs to you, then come and talk to us, and then come in and understand what we've all learned so far, because we've been on a long road. Whether you call it the yellow brick road or something else, we've done the path, we've understood the pain, and we're actually can see now where you can actually bring the value out. There's a lot of people have to come on board to it, but technologies like you guys have brought as well are now allowing that deployment to happen at more scale. So yeah, I could only say bring it on, as I would, because I do believe in traceability. I do believe that even outside of pooling, digitalization, serialization of raw materials, products, produce, whatever it may be, will become important, because there will be the day where you scan a serial number today to buy a melon, but maybe tomorrow you'll scan a different version of it that also tells you which farm it's from. It was all delivered correctly, and you're happy with the quality. And if there was something wrong with it, you can go back and put it right so it doesn't happen again. That then is the golden nugget at the end, when you can actually stop having that quality issue. What can you ask?
Well said. Well said. Yeah, that is the goals there. Any final thoughts from Josh or Sandeep?
Yeah, I think cost is key. And in the opening remarks, Steve said, right, we came from mainframes to desktop, laptop, now to Wiliot offers energy harvested. I would say the tags, right? Those are extremely low cost solutions. So definitely, if the evolution of technology, in my opinion, at the right cost, really is going to accelerate this adoption. And we discussed, Josh mentioned the Food and Safety Modernization Act. So there are also not only regulatory push to get traceability at a maybe at a crate level or at a pallet level, but at some size level. So rather than you're throwing away, in case of E. coli, we are throwing away all the spinach, but we have certain sections, if we can trace what particular unit that was impacted. So Food and Safety Modernization Act is a pull from the regulatory side, is customers pull, and definitely the cost at this point is about right for value for any of the pooling companies to digitize.
Thank you, Sandeep. Well said.